Joe Swanberg used to direct Greta Gerwig, the director of Lady Bird. Check that out.
How about that? Greta Gerwig, first-time director at that. Quite the opening, just like Jordan Peele and Get Out. The first film is amazing.
Unbelievable, dude. Quite a year for rookie film directors. So this is an A24 production, Dave. They can't miss right now.
A24 this year has distributed Good Time, The Florida Project, The Killing of a Sacred Deer from Yorgos, Lady Bird, and The Disaster Artist. Last year, they distributed and produced Moonlight, and they've been doing this for a few years now. A24 is the fucking shit.
Yeah, they're just, right now they're unstoppable. They're finding good talent, good directors, and good stories, and executing it. So shout out A24, man. They might be like the winners of the year.
That's a good point. I think we'll talk about them for our best of the year, like trend takeaway episode.
Definitely. So yeah, this is a pretty good movie, Dave. Lady Bird. It's a story about a teenage girl and her relationship with her mother and her family as she becomes a young adult.
Coming of age. Yeah. 2002, Sacramento. Shout out Mike Bibby. That's where you're at. Yeah, no, it's, I think it's just such a pleasurable watch. And on the surface, it's a very simple premise. We've seen a coming of age movie before. You know, we've seen someone lose their virginity on TV before. Like none of this is new, but I think it's the direction, the acting, the script is just so immaculate that, I mean, look on Twitter. How many people that went to Catholic school are so connected to this movie because of its portrayal of going to Catholic school when you're not really that into Catholicism? Like, it's just, I mean, so many angles to love about this movie, which is why I think it rises above, despite being a movie that is quite small in scope and, you know.
Yeah, that the scene with Lady Bird and her friend laying down eating the Eucharist.
Fucking awesome.
So fucking awesome. Yeah, no, it like paid attention to so many little details of it, like Saoirse Ronan. I'm not gonna say it right. Saoirse.
She did this in her SNL monologue. It's like inertia. Saoirse. Very easy.
Saoirse Ronan. She.
That was Leslie Jones.
I know. That was a joke.
Call back.
Saoirse Ronan. She didn't wear makeup for this movie. To like show off her blemishes, like those, it was like those little things. She actually looked like a teenager, and it was, I thought it was so beautiful too. Like, and maybe this is jumping ahead a bit, but like they had like mirror scenes that weren't like in your face mirror scenes. It wasn't like this thing happened and they cut to that happening. Like for example, when the mom, played by Laurie Metcalf, is talking with the priest who was the director of the play, and how he's depressed. Right. And then there's the scene where Lady Bird and her first boyfriend, you know, she says, "You're gay," and he just breaks down crying. She becomes so compassionate towards him. It's like these moments where they go from being these like hard people that you see all the time to like these really soft and genuine, emotional like women, and like how they're so similar, but like struggle to connect with each other on so many levels. It was really beautiful and well done. And I thought the story was simple, but still pretty complex in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and like you said, the movie from the jump really just like it hooks you as a viewer, get emotionally invested in the plot. Again, simple plot, but you know, by the end, like I thought it was a really really emotional ending. I was really into it, and yeah, I think a big part of that is the performances are fucking amazing. Like Saoirse Ronan is, the darling of the Academy already. She's gonna get her third acting nomination, and she's this year, and she's only 23. But yeah, I mean, Laurie Metcalf, I mean, their chemistry, and for the plot's sake, the lack thereof, it really fuels the movie and really drives it. And, I think she was really good as well.
Yeah, and shout out Tracy Letts, because like I feel like without him, like their chemistry, the Lady Bird and her father on screen, the movie would have felt really contentious and kind of like uncomfortable to watch. But he brought a really like at ease feeling to the screen, while also playing this guy who has like this dysthymic affect most of the time. definitely really interesting. Shout out your man Lucas Hedges as well, playing Danny. It was interesting. So there's a story that when Greta Gerwig wrote the script,
Mm-hmm.
she went to Lucas Hedges and was like, "You can play any male character you want," and he chose that one. She said, "Perfect, 'cause I actually wrote that for you."
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, this movie is a great show at the surface level. It's a great showcase for the next generation of Hollywood because we have Saoirse Ronan, 23, Lucas Hedges, 20, and Timothy Chalamet at 21. And Timothy Chalamet is obviously going to get a Best Actor nomination for Call Me by Your Name this year. So Lucas Hedges was nominated for Manchester by the Sea last year, and Saoirse Ronan has 2 other noms already. So it's just great collection of talent that a lot of people still don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's actually really, it's basically like just like a rookie all-star team in a way, because like you got Greta Gerwig, who's like announcing herself as like possibly the next great female director. She also was in Jackie last year, so it's like she's just a talent in and of herself. And then you have like Lucas Hedges, Saoirse Ronan, and like you said, Timothy Chalamet. It's like, man, like I think people are gonna look back at this and be like, wow, those three like all in a movie together at that age, crazy.
Exactly, because soon you can't afford to have all 3 in the same movie.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's weird to think about it that way, because I was thinking about it as like almost like a sports team, and this kind of works in the same way. Like eventually, unless it's like a huge budget movie, these guys aren't going to be able to actually be together. Like,
yeah, I mean, this reminds me, tangent a little bit, but this reminds me of the Stranger Things season 3 officially confirmed, no doubt about that. But it came out that the cast, all the main kids and Millie Bobby Brown, they're all going to renegotiate their salaries for season 3. And they all made $30,000 an episode. And then the question is, will Millie, the breakout star, negotiate separate from all the boys? It's like, man, these guys they're all so young, but they also have so much power that they can, get that bread.
Definitely. Yeah, Millie should, dude. She could probably get like 100K an episode or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. That's like Game of Thrones, but I mean, she could probably double it easily.
Right?
What's up? It depends. It depends who it is. But yeah, a lot of the main people of Game of Thrones are all a few 100,000. Yeah.
It's kind of keep going down like this like side road here. You hear Jason Momoa is gonna be playing the Crow?
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he also said that season 8 of Game of Thrones is gonna be the greatest piece of filmmaking ever known to man.
What the fuck does he know? He doesn't know anything.
I know. It's like, are you even gonna be on it?
He died in season 1, brah. Come on.
Right. Maybe he'll be
flashbacks.
Maybe he'll be like a White Walker. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like coming out of the ground where he was buried, like, or no, he was burned.
Yeah, he was burned.
No, it's not. He's just was it gaslighting?
Yeah,
grandstanding, definitely. One of those.
So, anyways, to pull it back. So, Lady Bird. I mean, what did you have any scenes that really like stood out to you, or like kind of like you look back and are like, wow, that was phenomenal?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think when Lady Bird reconciles with her friend, I forget her name, played by Beanie Feldstein, who's Jonah Hill's sister.
Julie.
Yeah, Julie, right. When he reconciles with Julie, when she realizes that Chalamet is just kind of a douche. Yeah. And like, I kind of like, grows up a little bit. Really good. And then also, I mean, obviously not one of the best scenes, but I thought it was really funny watching her get drunk in college at the end.
Yep.
And I mean, there's just so much to latch on to. I mean, any scene really where she has a conflict with her mom, outstanding. And even the early Lucas Hedges stuff when it's just young love, that's really good too.
Yeah, there's 2 scenes that really stand out. It's the one when her mom finds out that she applied to the school in New York without knowing it, and then she's just like in the kitchen, like, I know I'm horrible, I know I'm bad, I know I'm terrible, like just screaming at her, and the mom
grateful,
but then the other scene is like the final scene when she gives she calls her parents, leaves the voicemail, and it just shows her driving through Sacramento without in the same way that her mom does, basically, and just like how it like I said, the parallels between like her and her mom throughout the movie they're not really like in your face that much, but they are just like subtly brilliant. It was a great movie. What do you think this is gonna get Best Picture nom? Like no doubt, right?
Oh, nom, no doubt. I don't know if it's gonna win.
I don't think it will.
I mean, for winning, I'm just guessing. I mean, the odds change all the time. If you're interested in the odds, you can go to goldderby.com. That's where you can figure all this shit out. But I think odds, probably The Post with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, because that's like fucking Spotlight 2.0 as far as an awards movie goes. Very prescient with journalists in this time. Also, Call Me by Your Name is just really heating up. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Lady Bird's like that. 100% Rotten Tomatoes should help it, and it'll get a lot of nominations. I think Greta Gerwig should get best director nom. But yeah, if they're actually going to pick it to win, because it's kind of a simple movie, despite being a perfect simple movie, basically, it doesn't mean as much when you give it Best Picture, and that's what these things do. So it doesn't represent enough, unfortunately. But right now, it's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of the year. I saw it.
When is The Post coming out?
Good. The Post is like the very end. That's like fucking like Christmas weekend, like just the 22nd or something is when that comes out. It's like the last week, and that might not even be wide release. So this might be a movie that we don't even get to see until like January.
That and Phantom Thread, dude, could be coming up out of nowhere. Exactly.
So like they'll have their awards season push. Basically, those movies come out and they don't care about the year-end lists.
Right.
Well, actually, they don't care about our year-end list. All the publications got to see them at the premiere and shit, right. Presser and stuff. But we won't really be able to consider those. But even Call Me by Your Name, that doesn't get to Boston and for a full month after it went in limited release. And like Lady Bird, I got that like in one weekend after it was in LA. So some of these movies, they're just really slowing it down, the release. The Shape of Water from Guillermo del Toro is the same boat. So
yeah. That movie looks really interesting. I feel like I've seen the trailer for that 100 times in the past. Like
our guy Shannon.
Yeah, getting to cook a little bit.
Also, I gotta shout out Lady Bird at the box office because I saw it early on because it got to Boston quick, but it only went to wide release 2 weekends ago, Thanksgiving weekend, and it made about $4 million in like less than 1,000 theaters. This past weekend, it made like 4.5. It went up like 12% in its second weekend wide. So, I mean, judging off of past history, this is going to perform very well throughout award season. You look at like Hidden Figures, Moonlight, La La Land. Won't be La La Land, of course. They made a lot of money, but Oscar movies are just going to be a slow burn as the last few blockbusters come out, and then there's nothing in January. So you'll be hearing a lot about this. You're hearing about this movie for a while. So do your best to just see it now before anybody ruins anything for you, because it's really good.
Yeah, like if you just listen to our whole podcast and haven't seen it, and we ruined it for you, our bad. But why did you listen? Just come back later.
Like we have to give that like distinction at the end, but I really doubt anyone actually listens to us discuss spoilers that long. Like, come on. And again, like, why are you listening to someone talk about Lady Bird? You don't know about Lady Bird unless you've probably seen it already.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It's in fucking Star Wars.